and welcome to all of you sitting on the other side of the screen. I am Victor Thorpe, a biohacker, 2-time Olympian, and also Bachelor in Health and Nutrition, and I am a massive fan of basically all the wearable devices. In this specific video, I'm gonna elaborate on my thoughts on what health tracking devices you should purchase in 2025. I've had a lot of experience using both the Lunar Ring, the Ultrahuman Ring, the Oura Ring, and the Whoop band for more than an entire year. Now, I spent that entire year looking at the pros and the cons of each wearable, and of course I added my subjective thoughts and personal experiences to that, and hopefully that can help you towards the right choice as you decide on which one you're going with. Now, the first thing we should look at is the hardware. Of course, some of them are rings. This goes for the Ultrahuman, the Lunar Ring, and the Oura device, whereas the Whoop is a bracelet. So of course, if you have a preference there, that might influence your choice. I personally like the rings over the strap here because it's lighter, and I feel like it has less impact on how I would use the device. Whereas the strap, I sometimes put it up here in terms of aerodynamics when training, or just it bothers me, especially in skating. We hold around the wrist here, so I do not like having it there. Same could be it's a little tight up here, or just bothers me when I pull on my suit. On the other hand, using the rings can be a little annoying when, for example, you're out weightlifting. I personally take off these as well as my wedding ring when I'm lifting. But again, it's not really during the workouts where I think all of these tracking devices are important. Now, I can tell you already now that my final choice, final verdict here for 2025 is the Lunar Ring. It is super impressive how the company Noise have taken a gamble there, invested a lot in developing this ring using all the data, the knowledge they have from previous products, and they really just nailed it. It is, on top of that, it is the one I find to be the best quality, and somehow it's also the cheapest, and unlike the Whoop strap and the Oura Ring, it comes without a subscription, which over the long run, I personally have spent more than $1,000 on my Whoop subscription since I purchased this band 4 years ago, which is pretty insane to me. This one comes with the discount code that I'm gonna leave below. Lunar Ring gave me one, and you will find that below. And using that discount code, it will be the cheapest of them all for less than $300. And that is a single time purchase, which I really find to be a big plus. Now, another thing that I like about the hardware when looking at the Lunar Ring is the fact that it's titanium coated. This, especially comparing it to the Oura and the Ultrahuman, is super nice in the long run. Show you some close-ups of my ring here, and you can see how it has no scratches, whereas I had the matte black, also tried the gold one for the Ultrahuman, and they did get some scratches over time, which I found a little annoying. The same goes for the Oura Ring, whereas the Luna here does not get any cosmetic damage, even though I use it 24/7 through travel, through training. Now, two of the devices have specific advantages because they offer some things the other don't. One of them is the Ultrahuman. It allows you to measure glucose. Now, obviously you would need some additional equipment, but it's super cool having that integrated. The Lunar Ring here has AI intelligence, or artificial intelligence, in the application, which is fantastic, even though, say myself, I'm a professional athlete and I have a background in health and nutrition. But I still think it's super cool and useful, even to me, that it gives me specific recommendations or advice, guidelines based on my recovery numbers and basically my strain throughout the day, my stress levels, on how to actually do something about it. Try and twist your circadian rhythm, try and exercise at given times of the day, instead of just giving you a number saying you're tired now or you're fresh now. So being able to actually use that and turn that into actions and habits, that's where I really feel like the Lunar Ring has an advantage over the other devices. One thing that's very identical and that I really appreciate in both the Whoop device, the Ultrahuman, and the Lunar Ring is that they use the same 5 parameters to give you guidelines on how well you're feeling, basically how well you're recovered. One specific thing that has maybe made the biggest difference to me with the brand new Lunar Ring, obviously it's more modern than the others, it really just came out, is the fact that it's the only of these tracking devices that I found to be precise in terms of heart rate monitoring during a workout. So I have made previous videos on all the other devices here where I constantly repeat that I do not recommend you use the rings or the bands as an indicator or a guide in your workouts. I would only use them to track my readiness, track my health stats for the rest of the day and the night. Where the Lunar Ring here I have compared it through probably 10 workouts with my Garmin heart rate monitor belt, and the most off it's been compared to the Garmin, which could honestly be either way, is 2 beats per minute, and we're talking 30 to multiple hours of cycling and running workouts. So there's finally a health tracker or ring here that you can use in your workout and get exact data. Another cool feature that I only actually realized by accident despite having looked through the ring, so if you haven't seen that one, make sure to use it if you do own a Luna ring, is that it automatically tracks whenever you're working out. How it does that? Not really sure. It could be the accelerometer or simply just the elevated heart rate, but it is incredibly precise. Say when I go for my 10-minute jog before I do my skating workouts, it will record those 10 minutes automatically and ask me, is this a workout? Would you like to confirm that you did a workout? And it even knows what modality, and you just click there and it will have and include that in your training journal. Now, as for battery life, the Luna ring here, as well as the Ultrahuman, they have a full week, 7 days of battery. I've tested those and they are correct. The Oura ring, I got it up to 6 days, and the Whoop started out with 7 days as well, but since I got it a few years ago, the Model 4, it has decreased to only 4.5 days of battery on a full charge. One thing that all of these have in common, more or less, is that it takes about 2 hours to charge them. The Whoop, of course, has an external charger that you can attach, which it's a little bulky, but it gives you the advantage that you can charge it as you wear the band or the bracelet. These, you plug them on a charger, then they charge. They are fully charged in 2 hours, so it's really not a big deal, and it's not what I would make my choice based on. Now, for the design and the different models, it is really just a personal choice. Do you like a ring more? Do you like a band more? I do think there's something really cool about the Luna ring. It has a little bit of some lines and it's not perfectly round, which I think is super stylish for the design. I also like that it's a little more rugged on the inside. The same goes for the Oura ring, which is a nice feature. I don't like when it twists around too much, so it has a firm grip, even though, as you can see, you can easily take it on and off. It's a little extra advantage, but of course that comes down to your personal preference. Now that is about it for me. I do recommend the Luna ring. If you are monitoring your glucose, look into the Ultrahuman. The Oura ring and the Whoop, to me, they're really not worth the subscription cost. You do have other rings, other wearables that can do the same, and at times even more for a lower price already within the first year. So take a look at this one. I'll leave a link below, and I am very excited to be using this as I train towards the next Winter Olympics in 2026. It'll save you some money so you can get the ring for $250, and that is it. This is the reason I share this in this video, because I do really want people to get the cheapest and the best there is out there. So big thumbs up to this guy, and I hope to see all of you guys for my next review or my next workout video. Over and out.